Welcome. So, in the world of finance, what happens when a formal promise to pay is broken? And look, we're not talking about a casual IOU between friends. We're talking about legally binding documents, like a bill of exchange or a promissory note. Let's dive into these super precise, formal steps you have to take to prove that promise was dishonored.
Right, so just imagine this for a second. You've got a formal guarantee of payment. You present it right on the due date, and nope, the other party just refuses. What do you do now? Is it just your word against theirs? Well, in the eyes of the law, that is absolutely not enough. Without some kind of formal proof, you could lose your legal claim entirely. And that's exactly why this very specific process exists, to protect you.
So, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with what happens when that financial promise gets broken. Then we'll walk through the first step, called noting, and then the big one, the formal proof, known as a protest. We'll cover when this whole thing is legally required, and wrap up with why all of this still matters so much.
Okay, first things first, we need to get a handle on the one event that kicks this whole process off. Dishonor. That's the official term for when a bill of exchange or a promissory note gets refused. Maybe they refuse to accept the bill to begin with, or, and this is more common, they refuse to pay up when the bill is due.
And the second that dishonor happens, a clock starts ticking. The person holding the instrument, the one who is supposed to get paid, can't just shrug and hope for the best. No, they have to start a formal, legally recognized process. And this isn't just about keeping a personal record. It's the very first step in making sure you can actually take them to court if you need to.
So, let's get into that first step. It's called noting. The best way to think about it is like an immediate on-the-scene report. It's the first piece of your official evidence trail documenting that the financial promise was broken, right then and there.
Noting is, well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. A note. But, and this is key, it's not made by just anyone. A notary public, a certified legal professional, has to do it. They will physically write down all the details of the dishonor, either right on the bill itself or on a paper they attach to it. This creates an initial record that's really hard to dispute.
And the level of precision here is just incredible. This isn't just a quick scribble that says not paid. Oh no. The notary has to meticulously record the exact time of dishonor, the reason they gave for refusing, if they gave one, why the holder believes it's dishonored, and even the notary's fees. Every single detail matters.
Now, while noting is that immediate record, you can think of it as the opening act. It's often just the setup for the main event, the protest. This is where things get really official. The protest is the formal certificate, the heavyweight document that truly carries legal power.
So protest is this formal certificate, all drawn up, signed and sealed by the notary. It officially confirms, it attests to the fact that the instrument was presented and that it was dishonored. It's not just a note anymore, it's a formal declaration, specifically designed to be used as rock-solid evidence in court.
This little comparison really spells it out perfectly. Noting is that quick, preliminary step that captures the facts right as they happen. The protest, on the other hand, is the formal, conclusive certificate that's built from that noting. It's kind of like this. Noting is the raw field notes, and the protest is the final certified report, the one that will actually hold up in court. And the protest is even more detailed. It has to include a literal copy of the bill that was dishonored. It needs to name who is protesting and who it's against. It has to explicitly state that a demand for payment was made and refused, note the place and time it all went down, and of course, it's got to be signed by the notary. There is absolutely no room for doubt.
And as you can see right here in our source material, these aren't just good ideas or suggestions. These are specific, legally mandated requirements. Every single detail, from what goes into the noting to how the protest is formatted, is designed to create a rock-solid, legally airtight record of what happened.
Okay, so this all sounds incredibly thorough, right? But you might be wondering, is it always necessary? Is it just a good idea? Well, in certain very important situations, it is not a choice at all. It's a legal command.
And here's where it becomes absolutely non-negotiably critical. When you're dealing with international trade, specifically a foreign bill of exchange, protesting a dishonor isn't just best practice, it is legally compulsory. If you fail to do this, you can actually lose your right to sue anyone other than the main person who owes your money. It is that serious.
I mean, listen to this quote. It's directly from Section 104 of our source. It says it all. If the law in the country where the bill was drawn up requires a protest, then you must do it. End of story.
This rule makes sure there's a trusted, standard way of handling these disputes when they cross international borders.
So why go through all this trouble? Why does this really detailed, kind of old-fashioned process still matter so much today? Well, it all boils down to one simple, crucial thing: securing your legal rights and making sure that a broken promise actually has consequences.
So let's just trace that path to justice one more time. First, the promise is broken. That's the dishonor. Then, the notary's noting locks down the immediate facts. After that, the formal protest certifies those facts and turns them into a powerful legal document. And it's that certification that secures your rights. It's like the official key that unlocks the courthouse doors, so you can go after what you're owed. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Even in our world of instant digital payments and blockchain, we still rely on these meticulous, centuries-old principles of formal proof. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How does this fundamental idea of certified truth continue to be the absolute bedrock of trust in our fast-paced global economy?